reason we had our Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday is because of a very special event that's taking place over at the Jeanette Lloyd on Saturday. And that's the 150th anniversary of our orchestra. So we hope very much that on Saturday you guys go over to the Jeanette Lloyd and partake in the orchestra for their 150 years. And as a little selfish note, I want you to know next year is the 75th year of Freeport High School speech. We're not only very proud of our kids, we're also proud of our coaching staff and our directors and so on. And just to let you know that if you want to see some good theater after tonight and you want to see some more good theater, you can go down to Winneshiek on Friday or Saturday to go see True West this weekend. And then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of next weekend, Justin Pash and Adam Monterow are both a part of the Winneshiek production of True West. You can go down there, and then the Tollivers are here, and Becky Connors is involved, and I'm involved this summer in July. You can go out to Highland, and you can see us all in Mary Poppins. That'll be a lot of fun. There are no donuts, and there are no cream puffs. Okay, maybe there are. I don't know. Our next director. I'm so very proud of her. She did the pit for us. For the musical, she is in PIT and Showtime. She's on Speech Team. She acted in Art to Art. She's going to Beloit College, and she's majoring in some science that I can't even understand. She's so talented. She's so smart. And ladies and gentlemen, here's a big hand for Grace Berchtold.
Two door-to-door listeners from the Church of the Holy Eternal Spirit will be coming and providing a surprise to our main man, Thomas. However, Thomas is going to turn the tables on them as he tries to deal with these knockers. In this play, Knockers by Chris Shepard. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Esther, and this is Alma. We're members of the Church of the Eternal Spirit. Have you ever considered where you would spend eternity if you were to die tonight?
Why? What have you heard?
Well, the Church of the Eternal Spirit teaches that we must be prepared to meet the Lord at any moment. You could have a heart attack just sitting here in your home.
Or you could step on the edge of a sidewalk and be hit by a bus.
Or I could fall into the alligator pit at the zoo. You know, ladies, I never really thought of it like that. Why don't you come in and let's have a chat?
Thank you. Mr.
Thomas.
Mr. Thomas, well...
No, my first name is Thomas.
Oh, how unusual. Most men named Thomas want to be called Tom or Tommy.
I guess I'm an old-fashioned kind of guy.
Isn't that nice, Alma? The world could use a few more traditional attitudes today.
That's exactly what my mother used to say. Her name was Alma, too. Of course, we called her Al.
Beg pardon?
At least we did, until I started school. You can imagine how confused my teachers were when I told them that my parents' names were Al and George.
Why, that must have been confusing.
Well, only to my brother Marion. So tell me about your church.
Well, first let us give you a copy of the Archway. I'm sure that you've heard of it. It's our church's international newsletter.
Oh yes, it's full of articles to help you consider your place in eternity. And there's a coupon on the back page. Good for 10% off anything at our church bookstore.
I'll be sure to have my whole family read it.
Oh, family, you said? Why? Your wife certainly has good taste.
We did it together, actually. We're a big fan of those home makeover shows on TV.
Do you watch a lot of TV, Thomas?
Oh no, there's too much sex and violence and profanity on there for us.
That's refreshing to hear.
And so true. What a wonderful way to bring up children. Well, that is, if you have any.
Oh, we're much more likely to take the little ones down to the park and play with them there than we are to sit here and watch TV.
You should really bring them to our church. We have a full nursery for every service, and an indoor playground for the older children, and activities. Oh, there's just no end to it.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves with all of that, Alma. Thomas, what church do you currently go to?
Well, I guess you could say I'm sort of between religions. That's why I asked you in.
Well, let us start with the Bible first.
Would you like a cigarette?
What?
Smoke. Would you like a cigarette?
I don't smoke. I used to, but I quit when I joined our church.
Do you smoke, Thomas?
No. I just wanted to see how you ladies felt about smoking. Just a test.
Why did you have a cigarette there?
To remind myself how much I hate smoking.
Oh,
So, you ladies don't smoke. How about tattoos?
excuse me?
How do you feel about them?
Well, I'm not quite
So,
sure.
you don't like them?
No, I like ink.
Alma!
I mean, tattoos are okay, given they're not in an inappropriate area.
Ah, yes. Those devil-ridden areas of the lower back and who knows where else. Surprised such nice ladies would think of something so kinky.
We're getting a little confused here. Here at the Church of the Eternal Spirit, we do not endorse tramp stamps, hoe tags, or any other ways of defiling your temple.
Can we come to this subject? I'm beginning to get headache.
Would you like something to drink? Coffee, water, beer?
Dear, I don't drink alcohol of any kind, and neither does Alma.
Well, that's not quite true, Esther. I do have the occasional glass of wine. Well, just to settle my nerves, of course.
So, you use it as a drug?
No, I just use it to calm myself. Sometimes a missionary's position can be very tiring.
Let's not get started on this topic.
All I meant is that even though we're working for the Lord, it can be very tiring. And so sometimes at the end of a long day, I take a little nip of wine to help me relax.
So-
I could use some now.
You use it as a drug? How does your church feel about drugs?
Well, drugs can be very helpful if you're sick.
Yes, they can relieve pain, for example.
But isn't some pain good for the soul? Aren't we meant to suffer?
I suppose we could learn from suffering. But I try to avoid outright pain whenever possible.
Now I have a headache.
Would you like something for the pain?
I think I can endure it. Now, really, Thomas, we did come here to talk to you about our church, so if you're not...
You're right, ladies. I'm sorry. And I do want to hear about your church. So tell me, what does your church think about capital punishment?
Well, the Old Testament does specify the death penalty for a number of crimes and sins, so...
I agree. Some of these laws should be in America today, don't you think? Doesn't Leviticus say that if a child curses his parents, that he should be stoned to death? Hey, if Junior mouths off to Dad, let's drag him in the backyard and let him have it.
Now you have to put that kind of thing into its historical context,
And
Thomas.
what about women? How does your church feel about them?
We believe that the husband should be at the head of the household, and the wife should defer to his authority.
Absolutely. Why, if the husband wants his wife's opinion on something, he'll give it to her. What's with all these women working outside the home today? All they do is take jobs away from men. It all started back in the 60s with those women livers. We should have executed them when we had the chance. Strung them up for treason.
Treason, now don't you think that's a little bit harsh, Thomas.
What about all these homosexuals today, talking about their alternative lifestyle, as if being gay was just another choice you make?
Well, we certainly do not agree with the homosexual agenda.
Good,
But
finally! Why I say, we ought to take these man's boys and ship them off some godforsaken island and let them die.
That's not quite what he meant.
Hold that thought. Honey, can you come here for a minute? I think you're gonna want to hear this. Drew, these nice ladies came to tell us about their church. They want us to join.
actually, I'm not quite sure that...
Join their church. I'd love to hear all about it, wouldn't you, Thomas?
Fine. Goodness, we really should be going. There's so many houses left on this block to visit.
Please do come back and tell us more.
Here, let me show you out.
No, that's quite all right. We know the way.
That was great. Oh my gosh, I almost lost it when you walked in. Alright, let's see. Apex Consumer Surveys, Bubbles Lawn Care Church of Eternal Spirit. I doubt anyone from that church will ever be back again. Hey, it's 5:15, you know what that means.
Well, if it's Thursday, then it's almost time for the Avon Cosmetics lady to drop by. Think we'll have time to walk the little ones first?
Nah, we might afterwards if we have the leashes ready. Go get changed out of that dragon into the leather gear. I'll stall the Avon lady when she gets here.
Check. How many more of these things do we have left to do?
2 or 3, then we'll be done forever.
Seen a few.
Who's there?